To understand the weight of Bianca Belair possibly returning at Crown Jewel 2025, we first need to look at where she left off, her last run in WWE. Bianca's journey to the top wasn't just meteoric, it was historic. From her Royal Rumble victory to her WrestleMania triumphs, Bianca became the EST of WWE. The fastest, the strongest, the toughest, and without question, one of the most marketable superstars the company had ever seen. Her reign as champion elevated the women's division. She wasn't just another superstar holding gold, she was the face of women's wrestling in WWE. Her rivalries with Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Asuka delivered classic after classic, showcasing not just Bianca's athleticism but her ability to carry storylines on the biggest stage. But as every wrestling fan knows, momentum never lasts forever. Injuries, overexposure, and WWE's shifting priorities eventually caught up. In mid-2024, Bianca began to step away from regular television appearances. Reports surfaced of nagging injuries, some minor, some more concerning. WWE was protective of her star power, carefully limiting her exposure, while fans began to notice her absence. By late 2024, Bianca was rarely seen in major storylines. While others like Rhea Ripley, IYO SKY, and Charlotte Flair were taking center stage, Bianca was left on the sidelines. And when she did appear, it often felt like WWE wasn't sure what direction to take her character. This led to speculation. Was WWE saving her for something bigger? Or was she truly on the shelf with no clear return timeline? Social media only fueled the fire, with Bianca dropping cryptic posts that hinted at recovery, training, and readiness, but without any clear announcement of when she would be back. Her absence created a void. The division lost one of its most reliable headliners, and fans started questioning WWE's long-term direction without Bianca at the top. While the women's division continued to deliver, many argued that it lacked the same electricity it had when Bianca Belair was consistently featured. Now, here's where it gets interesting. WWE knows the power of a surprise. And there may be no better moment for a return than an international premium live event like Crown Jewel. The question is, did Bianca's last run set the stage for something bigger? Or was it the beginning of a slow fade-out of one of WWE's brightest stars? When we talk about Crown Jewel, we're not just talking about another WWE premium live event. We're talking about one of the most unpredictable stages WWE has created in its modern era. Since its introduction, Crown Jewel has consistently been a platform for shock value, for moments that no one expects, for appearances that redefine what's possible, and for twists that keep fans buzzing long after the event ends. Think back across the history of Crown Jewel. Legends have returned under the spotlight in Saudi Arabia. Stars who were thought to be retired have suddenly laced up their boots again. Major championship shifts have taken place in front of massive international audiences, and the event itself has grown into a cornerstone of WWE's global expansion strategy. The event is uniquely positioned to deliver surprises because it stands apart from traditional WWE scheduling. Unlike WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or Survivor Series, which have deeply ingrained traditions, Crown Jewel carries an aura of unpredictability. WWE uses it to test boundaries, to shake up expectations, and to create international headlines. In the past, we've seen shocking debuts, controversial returns, and matches that blurred the lines between spectacle and storyline. For WWE, Crown Jewel isn't just about entertaining fans in Saudi Arabia. It's about delivering something so unpredictable that the entire wrestling world pays attention. Now imagine this stage being used for Bianca Belair's return. The timing is perfect, and the precedent is there. WWE has often leaned on major returns or high-profile cameos at Crown Jewel to add prestige and shock value to the event. Bringing Bianca back at this stage would not only give the women's division a jolt of energy but also reinforce the message that no event is bigger for global eyes than Crown Jewel. Let's not forget another critical aspect: WWE's desire to showcase women's wrestling in Saudi Arabia. The evolution has been dramatic. A few years ago, women weren't even allowed to compete on this stage. Now, they headline matches, and WWE uses these appearances to make powerful statements about representation and progress. What better way to continue that evolution than by having one of WWE's top female superstars, Bianca Belair, make her shocking return here? For WWE's creative team, Crown Jewel represents opportunity. The event isn't locked into long-term storytelling traditions. Instead, it thrives on the element of surprise. This means Bianca's return doesn't even need to be fully tied to ongoing storylines on Raw or SmackDown. It could happen in a vacuum, an isolated shock moment that creates buzz instantly and then transitions back into weekly programming afterward. From a marketing perspective, the payoff is undeniable. International fans would get to experience history firsthand, while North American fans tuning in on Peacock or the WWE Network would be stunned at the unpredictability. It's a win for global branding, a win for WWE's women's division, and a win for Bianca Belair's star power. Crown Jewel has always been a spectacle built on mystery and shock value. So the stage is already set. The question that remains is whether WWE will pull the trigger on this specific shock, Bianca Belair's triumphant and unexpected return. And if they do, what would it look like? To evaluate the possibility of Bianca Belair making her shocking return, we need to take a close look at the current build-up to WWE Crown Jewel 2025. This isn't just about speculation, it's about understanding the narrative WWE is constructing, the competitors who are being spotlighted, and the openings that exist for a major star to reinsert herself into the mix.as of late 2025. The women's division has been one of the most competitive and unpredictable landscapes in WWE. Rhea Ripley continues to stand tall as one of the most dominant champions in recent memory, carving her own legacy as the leader of the Judgment Day while simultaneously holding the Raw Women's Championship. On the SmackDown side, IYO SKY has maintained her position as a fierce competitor, while veterans like Bayley and Charlotte Flair continue to hover around the top of the card. But here's the key. None of these stories feel complete. Rhea's dominance has been tested, but she hasn't faced a comeback star of Bianca Belair's caliber in this era. IYO SKY has proven herself, but her reign could always use a shake-up from an outside force. And Bayley and Charlotte, though legendary, represent rivalries from a past era that WWE may want to refresh with new dynamics. Crown Jewel sits at a unique point in the WWE calendar. It falls after SummerSlam but before Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble. This positioning makes it less about closing chapters and more about planting seeds for the future. WWE often uses Crown Jewel to hint at what's coming next. This creates a perfect environment for Bianca Belair to reemerge. Think about the timing. WWE knows that the road to WrestleMania truly begins to take shape in the fall and winter months. By having Bianca return at Crown Jewel, WWE would set in motion the first major building block toward WrestleMania 41. That gives Bianca time to return, re-establish her dominance, and be seamlessly inserted into a major feud that could culminate at the biggest show of the year. So how does she fit into the current Crown Jewel card? One possibility is an appearance during a championship match. For instance, if Rhea Ripley is defending her title, Bianca's music could hit post-match, setting up the kind of confrontation that would instantly break the internet. This would also play perfectly into WWE's strategy of creating viral moments that circulate globally. Another scenario is WWE using Bianca in a surprise match. Crown Jewel has been known for unexpected bouts, and Bianca stepping in to challenge an opponent in a mystery competitor role would create a thunderous reaction. Even if she didn't capture gold in that moment, the symbolism of her returning in such a dramatic way would send shockwaves through the division. We also have to consider the Survivor Series factor. WWE often uses Survivor Series to showcase faction warfare and team-based storytelling. Bianca Belair returning at Crown Jewel could align perfectly with this timeline, setting her up as a team captain or major player in Survivor Series just weeks later. It would give WWE the momentum of her return while also adding star power to one of their big four events. The other element at play is WWE's marketing machine. The build-up to Crown Jewel is always surrounded by rumors, speculation, and mystery. WWE loves to feed into these conversations without ever confirming or denying them. Already, subtle hints and online chatter have pointed to the possibility of Bianca being closer to a return. This is no accident. WWE understands the value of keeping her name in the headlines even while she's away. But here's the mysterious question that makes this build-up even more intriguing. What role would Bianca return in? Would she come back as the hero, reclaiming her spot as one of WWE's most beloved babyfaces? Or could WWE flip the script and shock the world by presenting her in a darker, edgier role, possibly even aligning her with an existing faction? This ambiguity adds to the unpredictability of Crown Jewel. The build-up isn't just about matches already announced. It's about the gaps, the possibilities, the spaces where WWE could insert a star like Bianca and make the entire event unforgettable. As the hype builds for Crown Jewel 2025, every absence on the card, every unexplained match announcement, and every backstage rumor adds fuel to the fire. Fans are watching closely, and WWE is more than happy to let speculation grow. That's the genius of the build-up, creating an environment where anything feels possible, and where the return of Bianca Belair feels not only likely but almost necessary. Whenever a top WWE superstar is absent for an extended period, the rumor mill begins to churn. Bianca Belair is no exception. In fact, her name has become one of the most frequently discussed in wrestling circles since her disappearance from the spotlight in late 2024. And in the lead-up to Crown Jewel 2025, that speculation has only intensified. Let's start with the reports of Bianca's health. Multiple outlets have hinted that she's been recovering from lingering injuries, not catastrophic ones, but enough to require careful management. WWE has reportedly been extremely protective of her recovery timeline, avoiding any risk of rushing her back before she's fully ready. This is important because it suggests that if Bianca is to return at Crown Jewel, it will be because both she and WWE believe she is completely prepared to perform at the highest level again.